Let's learn about routing. Routing, in simple terms, is a process that takes a request, maps it to some kind of action, and returns a response back. This can be done through a console or through a web request. As an example, when a user visits a specific URL, the router's job would be to connect that request to the corresponding action in your application. Routes in Laravel are stored within the routes folder and defined in different route files. Console.php essentially stores and defines your closure-based commands, and web.php pretty much stores most of your application's HTTP routes. Console.php does not contain your traditional HTTP route definitions, but it can still be considered a kind of routing for console because you're defining console-based entry points, and these are closure-based commands. We'll talk more about commands later on when we'll be creating custom commands, but essentially console.php just stores your closure-based commands. You can, of course, have more route files here. For example, if you were building an API, then you would have an api.php route file, which would contain your API-related routes. You could also split your web.php routes file into multiple route files, and you can also introduce your own route file that maybe groups certain routes into one file to avoid having web.php grow into a huge routes file. Maybe you have like admin specific routes that you would want to put under admin.php and so on. So in our web.php, we have this single route defined at this time. This is the default route that comes with Laravel and is what you see when you open the localhost in browser. This route simply says when someone visits the main page of our website, show them the welcome page. Speaking of which, view welcome here refers to the welcome.blade.php file, which is your view file, and it uses Laravel's templating engine called Blade. It is located within resources views directory right here. So we have welcome.blade right here. We'll talk more about views and blade, so just put a pin in that for now. Now, while the default route returns a view, Laravel routes are not limited to just that. We can simply return a text here instead of the view and it would still work. Let's open the browser, let's visit localhost, and sure enough, we get welcome. Let's actually create a separate route for this. So we're going to revert this back to welcome view. Let's use the route facade because this is a facade here that has the get method. And as I mentioned before, facades are just a way to proxy the method calls to the underlying objects. So we'll do route and then we'll define the get method. That's for the get request. And we'll define a route for /dashboard. And let's simply return text welcome to dashboard. So we'll do return welcome to dashboard. Let's define another get route for /users. So we'll do route get /users. And we'll return a list of users as an array for now. So we'll do return list of some usernames. Now let's open the browser. Let me exit the full screen here. We refresh localhost. We're back to welcome page. Let's visit /dashboard and we get welcome to dashboard. Let's visit /users and we see that array is automatically converted to JSON format and returned that way. We'll talk more about responses later and how you can customize it, so don't worry about it for now. Just know that Laravel allows you to return different types of responses. Laravel's router is pretty flexible. It also allows you to define routes for different types of HTTP requests, not just the GET request that we've defined so far. So these are basically your GET requests, which is meant to retrieve data from the server. We can also define routes for post, put, options, patch, and delete HTTP methods. Sometimes, however, you might want a single route to handle multiple request types. Laravel also provides two handy methods to manage such scenarios. You can use the match method to specify exactly which methods it should handle. It's useful when you need the same route to handle, say, both GET and POST requests. So in this example, let's change this to match and we'll define get and post. And now whether we get or the post request for /dashboard, it is going to execute this action right here. Also, if for whatever reason you need a route that responds to all HTTP methods, you could use any instead of match. So we would do any and get rid of this. So now any kind of HTTP request to /dashboard will respond with this action. It's kind of like a catch-all, making sure that no matter the request type, the route can respond. Something to note here is that you should always define routes with specific HTTP methods before those with broader methods like any or match, if they share the same URI. So if you had /dashboard with a GET request, for example, that you wanted to handle differently than any of the other type of requests, you would define that before your any definition for the same route. In addition to these methods, Laravel's router has many other features. We won't be able to cover them all, but I do want to show you another cool method called redirect, which basically allows you to conveniently set up a redirect from one route to another. Let's say we wanted to redirect /home to /dashboard. So let's change this back to get, and let's set up a redirect here. So we'll do route redirect /home to /dashboard. And now when we visit /home, we see that it redirects us to /dashboard. Notice that if we inspect the redirect method here, which again takes us to the facade, but the actual implementation is within the router definition. That I believe is router.php. Let's search for the redirect method, and you can see that it is using the any method to define redirect. So any kind of HTTP request to this URI is going to be redirected to the destination. If you want to view all of your application's routes, you can use a built-in Artisan command called route list. So let's close this out. Let's open up the shell here. So we'll do vendor bin sail shell. Let's run php artisan route list, hit enter, and sure enough, it is printing all the routes defined in our application. So we have our home page, dashboard, /home does the redirect, that's our redirect route. We have the app route and the users. And app route is not defined within our web.php, that's actually defined in our app.php from the bootstrap directory. So if we open that up here, we see that we have the with routing method, and we have the health set up to be the app route. It's considered a vendor route because it is not defined by our application directly. It's something that Laravel defines it for us. It actually has the health app.blade.php. If we open up, this is essentially the view that you see when the application is in maintenance mode. Again, if you want to exclude any of the routes not defined by your application, you could do except vendor, hit enter, and now it no longer contains that route. If you wanted to see only the vendor routes, you could do, instead of except vendor, only vendor, and now it returns only those defined outside of your application. You could also filter the routes that are displayed by providing path option, which will list routes that begin with the given URI. So for example, we could do path equals dashboard, hit enter, and it is only returning the dashboard because that's the only route we have defined that begins with dashboard. If we had another route here, say dashboard admin or something like that, and we run this command again, we see that it's returning both of those routes. We talked about caching briefly before when we were discussing configurations. We have a command to cache configurations in Laravel. Laravel also has an Artisan command to cache routes. Normally, each time a request is made, Laravel has to load and register all of your routes, which, while not overly time consuming, it adds up when you're dealing with many routes across multiple files. So to boost performance, Laravel allows us to cache routes using the Artisan command called route cache. So we can run php artisan route cache, hit enter, and now our routes have been cached. We are essentially instructing Laravel to serialize or compile all of the routes into a single file so that it can load routes from the cached file instead of trying to load every single routes file separately. Again, the cached routes file would be stored under Bootstrap cache. So if we open that up here, we see routes is right here. If we open that up, we see that it's just a giant array that has all the routes in there. Now, if we add new routes or change existing ones, the cache won't automatically update. That's why we would need to regenerate the routes cached file by running the route cache command again whenever the routes change. So just like with the configuration caching during development, it's convenient to leave the route caching off, as you're likely going to be changing routes frequently. But in production or staging environment, it is convenient to run the route cache command as part of your deployment steps to boost performance a little bit. Now again, if you ever need to clear the cache, you could run php artisan route clear, and that is going to remove that cached file, allowing Laravel to start registering routes dynamically again until the next time you decide to cache. Alright, so with that, let's end this episode here and discuss route parameters in the next one. As always, thanks for watching, hit the like button if you enjoyed the lesson, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Until next time, happy coding.